deep, commanding, and slightly conspiratorial voice. The narrator speaks with intense urgency and authority, maintaining a thoughtful, steady pace suitable for a deep-dive philosophical analysis. The tone should convey forbidden knowledge being revealed. What if the cage you're desperately trying to escape isn't made of iron, but of ancient psychological chains? Look around you. You see a world obsessed with three things: safety, validation, and achievement. You spend your life chasing money to feel secure, level 1, survival. Contorting your personality to be loved and accepted, level 2, relationship. And pushing yourself to the brink to earn titles and praise, level 3, self-esteem. This is the modern rat race. It's not just a societal construct, it's a vibrational trap, a three-tiered prison built not by external forces, but by your own unconscious mind. Most people are born into level 1, survive level 2, and then die exhausted in level 3, never knowing the other 4 realities even exist. They mistake the endless treadmill of the ego for the path to true happiness. The Greek philosophers, the Stoics, the Cynics, the Platonists knew this trap intimately. They recognized that before you could ever achieve wisdom, enlightenment, or universal connection, levels 4 through 7, you first had to dismantle the prison walls. They didn't offer vague spiritual platitudes. They provided an operational manual for the human mind, a technology of the soul designed to strip away fear and delusion. We are not here to study history. We are here to retrieve a forgotten weapon. In this deep dive, we will reveal the 5 ancient mental technologies, radical, sometimes terrifying, always effective, that these masters used to achieve unshakable inner freedom and transcend the modern madness. If you are tired of running, if you feel an unfulfilled emptiness despite your external success, understand this: your success is still resting on the foundations of the prison. It's time to find the key. The first key must confront your deepest, most primal fear.
The foundation of the entire prison is level 1, survival consciousness. Its core energy is fear. Fear of scarcity, fear of physical harm, fear of loss, of illness, of death. This state turns the world into a hostile battlefield and the future into a constant threat. A level 1 mind is primal, contracted, focused only on the next breath, the next paycheck, the next threat. You cannot meditate your way out of primal fear. You must confront the warden of the prison. The Greeks called this warden the demon. Not a demon in the modern sense, but a deeply embedded inner critic, the voice of ingrained conditioning, the source of your most destructive, irrational anxieties. The core technology, the Daemon Audit. This is a terrifying but necessary self-inquiry, practiced most notably by the Cynics and the early Stoics. Its purpose is to isolate and eliminate all irrational assumptions governing your life. Step 1. The inventory of fear. The philosopher Epictetus taught that what truly disturbs men is not things, but their opinions about things. You must take an hour of total, uninterrupted silence and create an inventory of every what-if fear that paralyzes your decisions. What if I lose my job? What if I run out of money? What if I get sick? What if I lose the person I love? Write them all down. These fears are the demon's whispers. They are the prison's illusionary walls. Step 2. The radical deconstruction. For each fear on your list, you must apply the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control. Is this fear completely within my power to control, or is it external? The demon wants you to focus on the external outcome, losing your job. The philosopher forces you to focus only on the internal response. Fear, losing my job. Deconstruction. I cannot control the economy or my boss's decision. I can control my effort, my skills, and my reaction to the loss. The truth revealed. If I lose my job, the absolute worst outcome is not death, but discomfort. And discomfort is not a life sentence. It is an opportunity to prove my inner resilience. The Daemon Audit forces you to strip the fear down until it is just a concept, not a catastrophe. By accepting the worst-case scenario, not as a guarantee, but as a possibility you can endure, you destroy the demon's power. Fear only controls those who refuse to look it in the eye. The philosopher looks, accepts the possibility, and finds the freedom in their capacity to handle the outcome. Step 3. Embracing voluntary hardship, the Cynic's test. The Cynics, like Diogenes, were masters of level 1 transcendence. They actively sought voluntary hardship, sleeping outside, eating simple meals, rejecting comfort. This was not masochism, it was emotional inoculation. To break level 1's dependence on physical safety and comfort, you must practice discomfort. Take a cold shower. Fast for a day. Sit in silence without your phone. Each act is a tiny rebellion against the demon's command for comfort. It's your soul telling your body, I am not a prisoner to my physical needs. I can endure. Every time you willingly choose discomfort, you dissolve a brick in the level 1 prison wall. When you master the Daemon Audit, level 1's control vanishes. You understand that physical safety is a preference, not a prerequisite for inner peace. You become undominated by the fear of scarcity, freeing up that massive survival energy for the next level of consciousness.
You've conquered the fear of dying, survival, but now you must face the fear of being judged, relationship. Level 2 relationship consciousness is the state of mind governed by the need for external validation. Here, the fear of physical death is replaced by the paralyzing social terror, the fear of rejection. Your identity is not what you feel inside, but a delicate, exhausting performance based on the reflection you see in the eyes of others. This level turns your life into a never-ending popularity contest. The currency here is likes, compliments, acceptance, status. The price is your authenticity. The core technology, Premeditatio Malorum, the pre-rehearsal of evils. This Stoic practice is counterintuitive and often misunderstood. It is the art of negative visualization. The goal is not to invite tragedy, but to become mentally immune to the inevitable pain of social failure, public rejection, and loss of honor. Step 1. The visualization of loss. Self-correction, adding CTA placement here. Every morning or during your quiet time, you must actively, vividly visualize the loss of the things that anchor your level 2 identity. Visualize the friend who criticizes you publicly on social media. Visualize the presentation that goes horribly wrong, leading to professional humiliation. Visualize the relationship that ends not with peace, but with betrayal and gossip. Visualize the loss of your reputation, your social capital, your title. You must not merely think the words, you must feel the shock, the embarrassment, the sting of rejection.
This prepares your mind for the reality that all external things, including reputation and relationships, are loaned, not owned. The rationale: mental vaccination. Why do this? Because, as Seneca noted, he who has anticipated the coming of troubles neutralizes all attacks. When you are blindsided by social rejection, your mind panics because it perceives the event as an unprecedented existential threat to your level 2 self. By rehearsing the event in advance, you strip it of its surprise and its power. You turn the catastrophe into merely a recall event. When the actual rejection happens, your mind will respond, "Ah, yes, I have been here before. I know what to do. I can endure this pain." Step 2. The practice of contemptum mundi, contempt for the world's opinion. The ultimate escape from level 2 involves cultivating a philosophical indifference, apatheia, to what others think. The Cynics were the ultimate masters here. Diogenes lived in a barrel and actively provoked the social conventions of Athens, demonstrating that true freedom is not conforming to society's rules, but being absolutely independent of them. To practice contemptum mundi in the modern context, stop checking. Go 48 hours without checking social media notifications, likes, or comments. The anxious urge you feel is the level 2 prison door rattling. Speak your truth. In a low-stakes conversation, state a genuine, heartfelt opinion that you know runs contrary to the group consensus. Experience the slight tension and observe that the world did not end. Wear the uniform of your soul. Deliberately dress, speak, or act in a way that is authentically you, even if it risks disapproval. Every day you choose authenticity over performance, the level 2 prison shrinks. The moment you realize your worth is non-negotiable, that it is conferred by your own inner choice, not by external applause, you transcend level 2. The fear of rejection dissolves, replaced by the profound, quiet confidence of the soul. You are now strong enough to be independent of people's opinions. Now we must face the ego's final, most seductive trap, the mountain of achievement.
Deep, commanding, and slightly conspiratorial voice, the narrator speaks with intense urgency and authority, maintaining a thoughtful, steady pace suitable for a deep-dive philosophical analysis. The tone should convey forbidden knowledge being revealed. Level 3, self-esteem consciousness, is the most dangerous prison because it feels like freedom. After escaping fear, level 1, and societal judgment, level 2, the ego embarks on a frantic race toward the top of the mountain. Here, life is a competition. Worth is measured in titles, wealth, power, and achievement. The level 3 mind is ruled by the pursuit of external results. The belief is, I am only good if I succeed. My identity is my success. The fear of rejection, level 2, is replaced by the annihilating terror of failure. This addiction to achievement is the final layer of the lower prison. It leads to burnout, chronic dissatisfaction, and the devastating realization that even after you get there, there is a void. The core technology, the discipline of assent. This is the Stoic master tool, often attributed to Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. It is the practice of controlling your mental response, your assent or agreement, to sensory input and circumstances. It is the ultimate mental firewall. The foundational principle: fact. The weather is cold. Opinion or assent. The weather is terrible. This will ruin my day. The event, cold weather, is neutral. Your assent, your agreement with the opinion, is what causes suffering, a ruined day. The level 3 ego constantly grants assent to destructive opinions. This failure means I am a loser.
This trophy means I am important. This rejection is a statement about my worth. Step 1. The 3-second pause, the gatekeeper. Whenever an external event or internal thought triggers an emotional spike, anger, pride, panic, you must insert a mandatory 3-second pause before reacting. This pause is where the discipline of assent takes place. During the pause, you ask yourself only one question. Is this event or thought a fact or interpretation? Scenario: a colleague gets the promotion you wanted. Initial thought: ego's assent. This is a disaster. I failed. They don't respect me. The discipline of assent. Pause. Fact: the colleague received the promotion. Interpretation: this is a disaster. I failed. Reframe: the event is a preference that did not materialize. My worth is not connected to the company's decision. I can now reassess and learn. Step 2. External versus internal valuation. The reversal of power. The level 3 mind places all its valuation on the external prize, the outcome. The discipline of assent demands a reversal of power by placing all valuation on the internal effort. The athlete's goal: to win the race, external. The philosopher's goal: to run the absolute best possible race with the skill and discipline available, internal. If the philosopher runs their best possible race but comes in third, they feel peace, not failure. Why? Because they achieved their only true goal, internal excellence. The external outcome, the ranking, belongs to fortune. The effort belongs to the self. By anchoring your worth to the quality of your effort, your integrity, and your intentionality, all of which are 100% within your control, you starve the level 3 ego's addiction to results. You are freed from the tyranny of outcomes. You are no longer defined by your job, your income, or your accolades. You simply are. This liberation from the struggle of the lower 3 levels acts as a portal to the higher states of being. If the knowledge shared so far has given you even a single moment of true inner peace, if you feel the possibility of breaking free from the fear and the endless cycle of seeking validation and achievement, then you are ready to take the next step. This journey is only possible when you commit to continuous guided work. Don't let this be another video you forget. Join the lineage of conscious creators and hit that subscribe button. Your subscription is your silent declaration to the universe that you are committing to the work of the soul. Do it now, and let's continue the ascent.
With the chains of fear, social anxiety, and performance anxiety broken, the journey shifts from dismantling the lower self to constructing the higher self. This is the leap from the ego's game, levels 1 through 3, to the soul's journey, levels 4 through 7. Level 4, transformational consciousness, is the dark night of the soul, the period of deep questioning. Who am I really? Level 5, soul consciousness, is the emergence of authenticity and flow. The mind is still conditioned to judge, categorize, and label. This constant mental activity, the relentless stream of good, bad, right, wrong, mine, not mine, prevents the mind from settling into the silent clarity required for levels 4 and 5. The core technology, the practice of Epoche, suspension of judgment. This technique was central to the Pyrrhonist school of skepticism, but also utilized by phenomenologists. Epoche means suspension,
a deliberate halting of the mind's tendency to label and assert absolute truth about anything it experiences. The goal, ataraxia, undisturbedness. The Pyrrhonists sought ataraxia, a state of profound, undisturbed mental calm. They found that this calm did not come from finding all the answers, but from suspending the need for certainty and ceasing all final judgments. Step 1. The recognition of opinion. The process begins by recognizing that, for almost every complex situation, equally valid counter-arguments exist. Is this investment good? An expert can argue yes, another no. Is this person moral? In one context, yes, in another, no. Instead of forcing a conclusion, the practitioner of Epoche acknowledges the balance of evidence and consciously states, "I suspend my final judgment on this matter." This is not indecision, it is cognitive rest. You allow the mind to cease its exhausting work of trying to nail down an absolute truth in a relative world. Step 2. The radical non-reaction, the gap. In daily life, Epoche creates a powerful gap of clarity. You hear a piece of alarming news. Your level 1 conditioning screams panic. You see a rival succeed. Your level 3 conditioning screams jealousy. The Epoche response is to observe the raw data, the news, the rival's success, and immediately suspend the judgment or label, alarming, unfair. You allow the emotion to arise, but you refuse to fuel it with an interpretive label. You allow the thought to exist without giving your assent, tool number 3, to its finality. This practice is the key to level 4 transformation. By suspending judgment about external reality, you create a space of not knowing. This not knowing is terrifying to the ego, but it is the fertile ground for the soul. The rigid structures of the old self, the judgments, the opinions, the labels, begin to dissolve because you have stopped defending them. Step 3. Accessing the flow, level 5. When the mind stops judging, it stops struggling. This is how the Stoic concept of living according to nature and the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, effortless action, are connected. When you suspend judgment about a current problem, your mind stops fighting the problem and becomes open to the organic solution emerging from the moment. The life force of level 5, soul consciousness, flow, authenticity, is released. Your actions are no longer dictated by rigid, pre-planned judgments, but emerge spontaneously from a state of inner congruence. Epoche dissolves the internal noise, creating the perfect stillness for your intuition to finally be heard. This stillness is the launchpad for the ultimate consciousness shift. The final ascent requires shedding the one remaining most fundamental illusion, the illusion of the separate self. The soul must transition to level 6, universal consciousness, and ultimately anchor in level 7, enlightened consciousness. The level 6 mind understands, I am not a drop in the ocean. I am the entire ocean in a single drop. The level 7 mind simply is the peace and awareness that observes all things. The core technology, the view from above, Kitsune, or cosmic contemplation. This profound technique was explicitly used by Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations. It is a mental exercise in radical detachment that instantly recontextualizes your problems against the backdrop of eternity and infinity. Step 1. The geographical ascent, from the micro to the macro. You begin by focusing on a current pressing worry, a fight, a deadline, a financial issue. Then you mentally step back, Zoom out. See yourself standing in your house, tiny and isolated, focused on this problem. Zoom out further. See your house as a part of your street, your city, your state. Your problem shrinks in relevance. Zoom out dramatically. View the entire Earth from space. A beautiful, fragile marble spinning in silence. The trillions of lives, the millennia of history. Now look down at your city. Can you even locate your house? Can you see your problem? Step 2. The temporal ascent. From the now to eternity. Next, you zoom out through time. Contemplate history. Think of all the human beings who have faced similar problems, scarcity, judgment, striving, over the last 5,000 years. Their problems, once agonizing, are now dust. Contemplate your span. Your lifespan of 80 to 90 years is a flash. Your personal struggle, which feels infinite now, will soon be forgotten by the universe. The Stoic question: is this moment, this trivial anxiety, worthy of the attention of a being that contains the wisdom of the entire cosmos? The result? The dissolution of ego. The view from above is the fastest path to dissolving the ego's inflated sense of self-importance. Your personal dramas, your triumphs, and your anxieties, which consumed 100% of your lower consciousness, are revealed to be small, transient, and utterly meaningless from the perspective of the cosmos. This practice forces the level 3 ego to surrender its control. It anchors you in level 6, universal compassion, where you realize the collective nature of suffering and the grand impersonal flow of existence. You cease to be a me with a small problem and become awareness observing the universal process. By achieving the view from above, you are not escaping reality, you are seeing reality as it truly is, limitless, eternal, and perfectly undisturbed by your personal narrative. This is the unshakable piece of level 7. You now hold the operational manual of the ancient masters. You have the 5 keys to unlock the first 3 most common levels of human consciousness. Level 1, fear of scarcity or loss. The Daemon Audit converts fear into resilience by accepting the worst-case scenario. Level 2, fear of rejection or shame. Premeditatio Malorum builds mental immunity to social pain and external validation. Level 3, addiction to achievement or failure. The Discipline of Assent reclaims sovereignty by separating objective facts from subjective interpretation. Bridge, mental noise and judgment. The Practice of Epoche creates deep, authentic flow by suspending the need for absolute certainty. Summit, illusion of separate self. The view from above dissolves ego by recontextualizing problems against cosmic eternity. These are not theories to be admired. They are technologies to be deployed. Your task now is not to finish this video and immediately forget its lessons. Your new responsibility is to become a living philosopher, one who operates with a foot in the turbulent world of the modern rat race, and the other anchored in the unshakable silence of level 7, enlightened consciousness. The ancients knew that the only thing holding you in the prison was your own lack of cognitive discipline. The bars are made of your uncontrolled thoughts. Will you choose to remain a prisoner of fear, approval, and ambition? Or will you choose the quiet, terrifying freedom of the master? The journey begins now. Choose one tool and practice it diligently for the next 7 days. Your inner reality is waiting for your command. You have received the 5 keys from the Greek masters. This information is your one-way ticket to true inner freedom. I want to know which key felt most revolutionary to you. Daemon Audit, Premeditatio Malorum, Discipline of Assent, Epoche, or The View from Above. Let me know by typing the name of the tool in the comments below. Your action of commenting anchors your learning and signals to the algorithm that this knowledge is too important to hide. And finally, if you know someone still running the rat race, share this video. You don't have to convince them, just share the light. We are building a conscious community, and your participation is the architecture of the next level.